Um, hey y'all. uh, as you can see, I got a new setup. Just, we're still figuring out the little kinks and things like that with the stream, but we're doing our thing. Um, I don't think these are on. Does it light up green, Justin? Hold the power button until you hear a beep. Oh, okay. Technology. Technology is something else. But as y'all can see, I have a better camera. Okay, Justin, my sugar daddy. Also, the daddy of our child that is on the way. He hooked your girl up with a new camera. So we're doing that. And I've been had this mic for the longest. This ain't new. I've had this since I moved to Georgia. Just ain't been using the thing. But we hooked it up. I have a new little setup, and I'm going to be moving off of StreamYard soon. Possibly, maybe. We're going to figure it out. But I hope you guys are having a good Thanksgiving Eve. Okay, this is the eve of giving thanks. And yeah, as you can see, I'm in good spirits. I'm nice and happy. I'm feeling good. I've been eating good. I have my appetite back. Y'all, I officially have a baby bump. Like, it's for real, for real. Like, I looked in the mirror and I was like, whoa, where did that come from? I was just walking around, my little belly just starting to poke out now. It's so weird being pregnant. Like, it's so weird, but I love it. And I'm super excited. But yeah, I've been doing good. I've been eating good. I've been cooking. I've been up moving around, cleaning. So I think I'm out the woods. Okay. I'm out them first trimester woods. So we're Gucci. What's up, Justin? Hey, baby. Hey, Justin. What's up, Rizza? What's up, GC? I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves and having a good time of it. What's up, Arayas? Today, no gaming stream today. What's up? What's up, Divine Focus? Thank you, sis. Definitely got a baby on the way. I'm 17 weeks in a couple days. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Justin. I have 17 weeks plus a couple of days. Yeah. So we pregnant. But anyways, yeah, I hope y'all having a good time. And today I might be getting in my feelings a little bit. I might get on my soapbox. Y'all gonna hear some cuss words, okay? I'm definitely on one today because the internet, these people on the internet be playing with me. They be playing in my face, and I've had it. Okay, I've had it. I will probably not be doing call-ins, depending on how the chat is going. Okay, because I'm too pregnant to be arguing with folks. Okay, I'm not going to be arguing with folks over no Wakanda forever. I ain't finna be arguing with folks over no, who should be charged with what. I ain't arguing with folks. I'm too pregnant for that shit. Won't be happening. Now, if someone wants to have an intellectual debate with me and it's all in good faith, maybe, possibly, if I have the energy for it. But I'm just keeping it real. I'm tired of people playing in my face on these here internets, and I'm here to say what I need to say and then call it a night, go back to doing what I do. So snacks for today is literally just a freaking what am I eating? What are these called? Pop-Tarts. So Pop-Tart, and I got some apple juice and some water. So let's go ahead and get the disclaimer out of the way. Okay. What's up, Eugene? You said be careful. I ain't got shit to be careful about. Okay. If people are in their feelings over some shit I said, that is a signal of mental health. Okay. Like they be saying on Abba and Preach, mental health. All right. What'd you say? Justin tried. He say sickness. Justin and I be watching so much Amber and Preach, and they be killing me every time they be like, it's a sickness. But they telling the truth. A lot of this should be mental health in a motherfucker, and I'm just, it's annoying. But hey, what do you expect from the internet, right? And so, before I get into the two major topics at hand, I do want to do a little disclaimer. I want to explain a few things so that y'all know where I'm coming from. All right. Because it's going to relate to both of these topics, right? Wakanda Forever, and then also the tragedy of what happened to Miss Shanquella Robinson, right? So, I need y'all to understand that sheep will always be sheep. Okay? That's why I named this video Sheep Will Always Be Sheep. Because it doesn't matter who your shepherd is, if you are of a sheep's mind and mentality, you will always behave like a fucking sheep. Okay? I don't care if you are on the Biden sheep, Biden's your shepherd. I don't give a fuck if Trump is your shepherd. If you are a sheep, you will behave like a sheep. You will move like a sheep. You will think like a sheep. Bye. Okay? That's as far as that goes. Okay? And so one of the things that I really want us to try to do as people, okay, as grown folk, because I think it's mostly grown folks that watch me, right, is try to actually be objective, okay, and try to actually think for ourselves and be objective, not just look at something and say, oh, this must be that. Maybe do a little bit of groundwork and actually think and process what it is you're seeing, what it is you're hearing. And don't just jump on the bandwagon of what some other motherfucker said. Because even if I trust you as a person, that doesn't mean that I'm just going to run with whatever the fuck you say. Okay? As y'all know, I love Jason Black. I think his channel is really good. I enjoy listening to his perspective. But best believe, every time I tune in for a broadcast and I'm listening to him speak, I'm not just saying, hey, whatever not Justin. Y'all, I got Justin on my brain all the time. I can't help it. If I accidentally call you Justin, I'm sorry. Justin is always on my brain. But whatever Jason Black is saying, I'm not just gonna go, hey, whatever Jason said, that is the absolute gospel. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Even though I like what he says. I think he believes what he believes. I agree with most of the things he believes in, right? But at the same time, every time I go to a broadcast, I'm listening to what he's saying and processing it. Does what he say make sense to what the fuck I'm thinking? Is it logical? Okay, I don't just give blind faith to no motherfucker. I don't care who you are. I don't give a fuck. I'm processing what it is you said. Does that shit make sense? Even if you have a history of making sense, I'm still gonna process what the fuck you said. Okay? I ain't gonna just go with the flow with motherfuckers. I ain't going with the flow. I'm not just gonna believe what you said just because you have a history of being right. Fuck that. Because people do that shit just to get folks to trust them. And then they do all sorts of fuck shit with that trust. Okay? And I hope that y'all don't do that shit with me. Literally think about the things that I say. If you watch things like that, think what I'm saying, process it for yourself. Okay? Don't just be like, well, Sandra said, so therefore I believe. Don't do that shit. Okay? Because I could be dead wrong to the motherfucker. Right? Any of us could be dead wrong. So that's something I want us as adults to start working on so we could teach the young children how to do that. Because the more and more I be on the internet, looking at all these different videos and comments and all this other shit, it just goes to show that people are still sheep, even though they're claiming they're either woke or anti-woke. Because I remember when woke used to be a good thing. When woke actually meant, I'm aware of what's going on and I understand this, that, the third, whoop the whoop. Now woke is something completely different. And now we've moved on to anti-woke. But regardless, right? Regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, if you are of a sheep's mind, no matter if you're woke crowd or anti-woke crowd, you're still going to behave like a fucking sheep. Okay? And not actually think about what the fuck you saying or think about what is being said to you. So what I'm finding is that, and this can be broken down into two different categories, right? People are ultra sensitive to anything that seems relatively woke. Okay? For example, an all-woman cast. You see an all-woman cast, that instant thought is this is some feminist bullshit and it's woke. Okay? That's the first thought. And typically, you will be right. Okay, let's keep it a buck. I like to keep it a buck over here. All-woman cast of Ocean's 8, that was some propaganda woke bullshit. I ain't want to see that shit. All-woman cast for fucking Ghostbusters, woke bullshit. You're pushing a propaganda, clearly. Because that has, what does having a woman cast have to do with Ghostbusters? It's like they thought, hey, we like Ghostbusters. Let's just go woman Ghostbusters and see what happens. Let's just plop a bunch of women in there. Right? So I understand. And I reject that shit too, because it's pandering and it's stupid and it's lazy. I don't like that. But what I will not do is put that on everything. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it has a woman cast. It must be some woke shit. Because that's not always the case. Okay? Where it's not always the case that because certain factors are hit there that all of a sudden it absolutely is woke. Like, can we actually watch something and really objectively think about what we're watching before we just throw the term woke on it? Because sometimes it just isn't woke. Sometimes it's just a black cast. Like sometimes it's just be like that. And I'm actually going to go ahead and get into this part now because I'm already on the subject. When it comes to Wakanda Forever, right? Justin and I both, okay, we both went into the movie thinking this finna be some woke shit. I ain't gonna hold you. We literally went into the movie and we're like, this is about to be some woke shit. It's gonna be some Black Lives Matter bullshit. It's gonna be some black women better than black man bullshit. We literally went into the movie thinking that. However, we allowed grace, okay? We allowed the movie the opportunity to prove to us whether or not it fit the bill. Now, I will say, my pregnant ass got us late to the movie. So the first maybe 5 minutes of the movie, we didn't see. So it is fully possible that in those 5 minutes, they packed in so much woke bullshit and then just didn't have it the rest of the movie. I will give you that. Maybe that first 5 minutes that me and Justin did not see because he was feeding his pregnant woman and trying to make sure I was good to be in the theater. Maybe that 5 minutes had the most woke shit you could ever see. And then they just cut off the rest of the woke shit for the rest of the movie. And it was like, oh shit, Sandra and Justin here. We can't do the woke shit now. Okay, everyone in your places. Maybe that's what happened. Okay, I will leave some room for error. But based on what I saw, based on what Justin saw, and understand that we did go into it thinking it was going to be some bullshit. We were expecting it. Only to be pleasantly surprised. So, so you have some people on there, and this is the one thing that really, really gets on my nerves. Okay, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I don't read comics. Okay, I ain't never picked up no damn comic a day in my life. I've only seen the shit on TV. I've seen pictures online. I ain't read a goddamn comic book a day in my life. Okay? I'm gonna keep it honest with you. I ain't read the comics, and I don't intend to read the comics. But what is so funny to me, what is absolutely so funny to me, is that people who are just like me, ain't picked a comic up a day in their life, are like, oh my God, how dare they? This has nothing to do with the comic. Bitch, you ain't never read the fucking comic. You ain't never seen the comic. You ain't never held a comic book a day in your life. What the fuck are you talking about? It didn't follow the comic book. Excuse me? Like, oh, so now we're not okay with Marvel not following the comics, as if they haven't been doing that since they've been releasing the damn movies. As if they haven't been doing that since they released the damn movies. Okay? Justin was telling me this. He was like, hey, if they had an issue with Marvel not following the comics, where were these same motherfuckers when fucking the original Spider-Man came out? Huh? Oh, that's the one that brought this up because he actually likes the shit. You don't. He was like, oh, in the comics, he never had the natural web shooters. They changed that in the movie. Y'all motherfuckers was silent. Y'all ain't say shit about that. Y'all ain't say shit about that. But now all of a sudden, Marvel needs to stick to the comics. They need to stick to the fucking comics. As if they haven't been deviating this entire time. And as if they didn't leave room for there to be differences. Have y'all motherfuckers heard of the multiverse? Okay? Have y'all motherfuckers heard of the multiverse? So there is options for there to be different variants. Okay? As we saw in Doctor Strange, there are different variants of different situations. So I don't want to hear shit about it didn't follow the fucking comics. Marvel wrote it. Marvel has it that way so that they can be creatively free with it. So I don't want to hear shit about it didn't follow the comics. Furthermore, what the fuck do y'all expect them to do? Raise T'Challa from the dead? Or do a full movie CGI pretending that it's Chadwick Boseman? Is that what y'all were expecting? Were y'all expecting them to raise this dude from the dead and do an entire movie with T'Challa, even though he passed away in real motherfucking life? I don't want to hear shit about it didn't follow the comics. How could it? How could it follow the freaking comics? The man passed away. Were y'all gonna accept if they just plucked a different nigga and put a different nigga in the fucking role and say, hey, here's the new T'Challa? Hey, Wakanda forever. Hey, T'Challa, what's up? Knowing good and well that ain't the same T'Challa that we saw in Civil War. It ain't the same T'Challa we saw in Avengers. It ain't the same T'Challa we saw in the first Black Panther. But let's just choose a nigga that looks similar to him and plop him in that role so we can stick to the comics that y'all didn't even read. Right. Right. So I just find it so funny. The reason why people will deflect to it didn't stick to the comics, even though they didn't read that shit, is because they want to be adverse to some shit. It's edgy. It's edgy, right? It's edgy to not like some shit that's popular. It's edgy. It's cool. I'll get the views. I'll get the likes if I say I dislike this movie that is generally liked by the public. Let me just be different. Let me be opposite. Okay, let me just be opposite and edgy. Oh, I'm a Black woman who doesn't like Black Panther. I didn't like that woman cast. I didn't like Shuri. I didn't like that shit. It didn't stick to the comics. So they try to nitpick and try to find areas where they could try to be right about some shit. And so you have people go online and pull up photos of the comics. They'll pull up photos of the comics and be like, look, they didn't follow the storyline that's in the comics. Bitch, if you were such an avid comic reader, why don't you go to your collection and pull out the comic that they were supposed to be referencing and show me? On page 3, T'Challa married Storm. Pick up the comic from your collection and show it to me, bitch. Oh, you can't because you Googled. You Googled that shit. Hey, did Wakanda Forever follow the script from Black Panther, the comic? You Googled that shit. You typed it in verbatim so you could have an issue with the movie. Okay? So I don't want to hear that bullshit about, they didn't follow the comics. Y'all motherfuckers don't read the comics. And the people that do read the comics, most of the time they don't give a shit because they're just happy to see what they've been imagining and things like that come to life. Furthermore, even if I did read the comics, I wouldn't be wanting to see the exact same shit that I already read. I like seeing the different, twists and turns, and I think it's going to go this way, and boom, it goes another way. That's why people go to the movies. That's why people watch TV. That's why people do all this entertainment shit, to be entertained, right? So I find that shit so fucking funny. Did y'all like the movie? I did. I thought it was actually pretty good. I thought it was much better than the first one. See, you had more of an argument that it was propaganda bullshit the first movie. Because I will never forgive Forrest Whitaker for we take that Black Panther away. I will never forgive him for that fucking shit. That was the ugliest part of the movie, and he did it multiple times. He did it multiple times, and it was ugly every single fucking time. I'll never forgive Forrest Whitaker for that. You know, I love him in American Dad, but goddamn it, Forrest Whitaker, stop. No. It's a no for me, dog. Y'all would have had a better time saying it was woke propaganda shit. Yeah, Divine, the accent. You take it away. Like, that's the accent you do when you playing dozens with African people in the school. When y'all talking shit between, you know, people you go to school with and they African, y'all just roasting each other. That's the kind of accent you use when you talking shit to them. That's not what you put on for a movie where you're supposed to be actually playing an African. Like, what the fuck? I will never forgive him for that accent. Never. Okay, it's permanently on my shit list for that accent in that movie. But back to what I was talking about. I'm done roasting Forrest Whitaker. He wasn't even in this movie. Let's leave Forrest Whitaker alone. He ain't do nothing to nobody. But I digress. Justin and I, like I said, we went into the movie believing that it was going to be some bullshit. We're sitting there, we're watching it, we're digesting it. First of all, the action scenes were really good. Like, whatever they did to get old dude to kind of, you know, put niggas on skates in the air, I don't know how they did. Oh, by the way, spoilers. Okay, if you don't want spoilers and you're just like, man, get the fuck out of here with the spoilers. I'm so sick of spoilers. If you don't want spoilers, just click off now because I'm going to spoil the fuck out the movie. Okay, that is the only time I'm going to say this. If you don't want spoilers, watch this later. Okay, I'm about to spoil the fuck out of this movie. Yes, Namor was juking niggas in the air. How you juking bombs and shit? Like, those fight scenes were so freaking cool to me. So as far as like the visuals, everything was so beautifully done when it comes to that. Now, the storyline. Okay. The part where people had issues. Why is it all these women in the movie, all these black women in the movie? If you think about what was happening, it makes sense. See, I don't like when women are put in roles and they don't explain why they're there. They don't explain. I got a whatchamacallit in the chat. Can one of the mods get that weirdo out of the chat with they bullshit? Fucking bot. What I don't like is when they put women in these roles and they just tell us, oh, this person is so great. And they never show character development. They never show how the character became whatever superhero they are. They never show or build upon that person's, you know, just they don't build upon that character at all. They just say, hey, they're Captain Marvel now. Hey, they're this, they're that. They don't actually show you them becoming that role. So given the circumstances, right? I'm gonna spell it out for y'all because I want to be very clear. What's up, MP? I want to be very, very clear. Chadwick Boseman died. Okay, they already settled that they were going to make a movie. They were going to do it. Where do you go from there? Your king has died. Who is next in charge? Obviously, his mother. She's the queen. So yes, in the beginning, the leader is going to be a woman, a black woman. She's going to be queen, holding it down until her people can figure out what to do next, right? And I like that they did not make Shuri the Black Panther in the beginning of the movie. She rejected that shit. It would have made sense because fucking Killmonger destroyed all of the heart-shaped herbs. He destroyed all of the heart-shaped herbs. So how would she even go about being the Black Panther from the beginning of the movie? She rejected it. She was like, look, Black Panther, that whole thing is over. We got to move on. We got to build. We got to do something different because that ain't working. We got to do something different. So yes, it made sense that the mother, the queen, would have been in charge during that time while they're trying to figure shit out. And so the story follows Shuri and her journey, and they show her become the Black Panther. They showed her need, her purpose to become the Black Panther, right? And it didn't happen until the end of the movie, y'all. She ain't become a Black Panther until the end of the movie. She had to earn that role. It wasn't just given to her. So one thing I will say, I didn't quite like Miss Iron Man. I don't know her name. Like I said, I don't read the fucking comics. I didn't really like her. Okay. Her acting was trash. You know what I mean? Her acting was some trash bag shit. She could not act, and I think they wrote her character pretty fucked up. That's my biggest gripe with this movie, is that they wrote her character terribly. At first they showed her as this badass going to go collect her money. Bitch better have my money energy. She was this badass bitch. She's over here. Where my money at? Oh, you didn't pay on time, so you could run me $200 extra. She showed off that kind of energy when you first see her. And then she's excited to see Shuri. She's like, oh my God, am I being recruited? And the next thing you know, she's afraid of the Wakanda warrior. Where did that come from? Why are you afraid now? I can understand her being startled by seeing her come out her bathroom. But why would she all of a sudden just lose that badass energy that she had? Now she throwing stuff at her. It just, the way they wrote her character was, I didn't like that. I thought they could have wrote her character a lot better. I really do think that they were lazy when it came to writing for her. Okay, but she was like, she was important to the story, but her poor writing didn't really take away from the movie for me, right? It was like, okay, whatever. I got over it, right? I'm gonna put this up here so that people can see. Spoiler warning. I can read. It's just sometimes these words, when you try to say them together, it don't really come together like that. Yeah. They messed up her writing for her character. I didn't really like that. But it made sense. You know, y'all want to stick to the storyline. She's the one she's actually a character in Marvel. They didn't make her up. They didn't just make her up and say, hey, let's have it be a woman. They didn't just make her up. Like, she was already in the comics, right? For y'all curious that haven't even picked up a comic book. Then another part of it that just made me so upset is that you got idiots like Tim Pool. You got fucking idiots like Tim Pool who claim that this movie is racist against Mexican people, even though it didn't specify that they were Mexican. It's just Central American, maybe. He literally made a whole video saying how it's racist towards Mexican people, and how, oh my God, they made the villain a Mexican. And I'm sorry, but if you have two brain cells, you can see that Namor was not a villain, right? I'm not alone in noticing that, right? Namor was not the villain of the movie. Yes, they had a battle. They battled, but he wasn't the villain. I wonder if y'all know which person was the villain. Me and Justin picked up on it very quickly. We know exactly who the villain is. Do y'all know? I'm gonna wait and see. If y'all can pinpoint who the actual villain in the movie was. This person wasn't even in the movie that much. That's the funny part. But you have to have two brain cells that actually work and fire off to each other to be able to notice it. Am I doing a panel? I don't know. Because I don't know if I have I don't know if I have the energy talking back and forth with folks because some people be getting in their feelings and they don't know how to have a conversation without being disrespectful. Uh, oh, you spotted two villains. Well, there was one. There was one that stood out to me. I don't even know her name because I don't read the comics. I just sit and enjoy the movie. But I remember who it was. The villain in the fucking movie was old girl from Seinfeld. That white woman from Seinfeld. That was the villain. She talked about going over and stealing resources. Ain't that the villain? How would Ross' ex-wife? Yeah, purple hair lady. Exactly, purple hair lady. That's who the villain was. Namor was not a villain. How is his plight evil? What exactly was evil about his plight? I'll wait. Because as far as I'm concerned, him and his people, they really didn't do anything wrong. What my what my perspective on it is, this was a dance between two very powerful groups of people, two very powerful tribes, if you will. This was a dance between two powerful tribes to gain a trust for each other, to gain an allyship for each other. Because not all allyship comes from, oh, let's just sit down and have tea and crumpets and decide how we're going to be partners in this world. Like, no, that's not how allyship works. Not always and not ever. Most allies have been in war with each other at some point in time, right? If we know history, know how war works. So I don't want to hear this bullshit about like, oh, he was a villain. They were painting Mexicans as the villain. No, they were not. They were showing two nations, two groups become allies. Okay? So he wasn't a villain. And I think they wrote his character very well. They casted the character very well. The actor who played Namor was the shit. Like, he was good. I think he had that perfect balance between being powerful, but then also having that moment where he could just like lighten up. You know, he made the little joke about, he was telling her about all the things was going to happen if he brought her down to his underwater city. Your body's going to explode and all this shit. And he was like, oh, we got suits. Like, it was just, he was able to kind of do that. Like, he was a good actor. So I really enjoyed his character, and I liked his character from the beginning because I understood why he was pissed. I understood his plight. If your whole thing is you don't want people to know about you and they're finding you because they're looking for some shit that y'all put out in the media, this vibranium, y'all put vibranium on the map. At first, they thought it was just like a little one-off thing. Now they know that you're sitting on acres of the shit. They're going to be looking to see if it's somewhere else on the planet. Hence, them finding us. And we don't want to be found, motherfucker. We trying to hide. We trying to just live in peace. And y'all are bringing colonizers to our doorstep. So yes, I'm gonna need you to fix that. Okay? I'm gonna need you to fix that because that's a problem for me. I'm trying to keep my people safe. And y'all got these folks sniffing around my seas to try and steal my shit. All because y'all want to flaunt y'all vibranium. Nah, fix that. I need y'all to fix that. So I have no issue with how they wrote his character. They showed his people beautifully. I love the flashback. And you know, some people were saying, oh, it was so woke for them to show slavery. Now history is too woke. We can't show things that happen without it being woke. Oh, now it's woke to acknowledge facts. Really? Are we really going there? As if we don't know what the Spanish and the Portuguese did to South America, Central America, as if we don't know these things. So yes, they show a very short little clip to let you know why he doesn't want to be around the surface. He comes back up to bury his mother, and he sees a bunch of Latino people being whipped and mistreated and a bunch of shit. Wouldn't that make you not want to have shit to do with the surface? If you've been living in peace for this much time and you come up just to bury your mother and you see a bunch of bullshit, I'd be like, oh, hell to the no. We going back in the scene, motherfucker. We out deuces. Y'all can have that. As long as y'all stay away from us, we good. So it was important for them to show that because it built up why they didn't want to be involved with the surface. That was an important factor. It gave them depth. It gave them a reason besides just not being able to breathe. Because like they said, they had the technology to be on the surface. They could be on the surface. They could, have a, water and they could have a water and a surface life if they wanted to because they had the technology to do so. But because of what he saw, what his people saw when they came to the surface, it made sense for the rest of the movie why he was fighting for what he was fighting for. So that part, that whole, it's racist and all, so shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Okay? Tim Pool's dumbass, he tried to make the connection between the racial slur that is used for Mexicans in the movie because he came out of the water, so his back was wet and they had to dry him off. That's how they defeated him, drying off his wet back. What? First of fucking all, were they coming to try to sneak into Wakanda and live there? Were they trying to illegally immigrate to Wakanda to live there and suck up resources? Is that what they're doing? Because as far as I'm concerned, he popped in and then left. When they came to go kill the queen, he came and then they left. They didn't stay there. They had no intentions of living in Wakanda. So it's not even like it was a trope for illegal immigration at all. They were already a powerful people. They already had their land, well, their water. They already had what they wanted. They weren't coming to Wakanda to live there. They weren't coming into Wakanda to hide behind the shadows and not get caught that they were living on the land. They weren't doing that. So it is not the same. You would have had to have had that. You would have had to have had that factor in there to really fully develop this is anti-Mexican trope. You would have had to have that piece in there. Because that's the whole issue people be having is the illegal immigration part of it, right? They weren't illegally immigrating. They came, they saw, they made their point, and they left. They weren't trying to live in Wakanda. They weren't trying to blend in with the Wakandans. No. They had their own shit. And they were trying to get back to their own shit. They were making a point and leaving. So I'm like, I'm going to need y'all to stop. I'm going to need y'all to stop with that shit. They keep playing with me. Not everything is racist. Okay? That's what they say to us. That not everything is racist. But then they are so hypersensitive and like, oh my God, you're being racist. I thought everything wasn't racist. Like, his people lived in the water. What you expect them to do? Fly from the sky? He could have, but not the rest of his army. Oh my God. He's coming out of the water and he's Latino. What the fuck? His people live in the water. Where the fuck else he supposed to come from? Where else are they supposed to come from? If the whole thing is that they live in the water. So I'm just like, y'all are really, really trying it. I really feel like some people, like I said, and this was a phrase that I heard someone else say, and it just makes so much sense. People literally watch things with a hateful eye. People come into situations with a hateful eye, and see, I was aware of mine. Like I told you, me and Justin, we walked into movies, we fully expected that it was going to be some bullshit. We came in with a hateful eye, but we still gave the movie the benefit of the doubt. Okay? We still watched it objectively. And as far as the storyline goes, how they show Shuri's development into the Black Panther, how she had to recreate the heart-shaped herb from the bracelet that Namora gave her. From her saying, like, I don't want to be the Black Panther, but okay, now I need to, because I need to protect my people. Who else is going to do it? Some people might be like, M'Baku could have did it. Why didn't they just make him Black Panther? So we gonna make the dude that lost to T'Challa Black Panther. We're gonna settle for a weaker Black Panther, someone who already lost. No, that would be stupid. Okay, so that plot line wouldn't work. Making M'Baku the new Black Panther just because you want a man to be in that role. It made sense. She is a part of that bloodline. She was literally the only person, to her knowledge, of her bloodline, the royal bloodline. So yes, it's on her shoulders. It's on her shoulders to protect her people at that point. Let's be honest. It's on her shoulders. That was her mother. Her mother was ruling before she passed away. Who's next in line? Princess Shuri. So it's not so much they were trying to force her to be Black Panther. Y'all would have a better storyline. You would have a better way of saying that if Chadwick Boseman had not passed away. He was still alive, still fully able to play Black Panther, and they wrote him off because they wanted Shuri to be the new Black Panther because she's a woman. If that happened, then yes, I would totally say that's some feminist bullshit, right? That is some feminist bullshit. That's what I would say. But no, they didn't write him off the movie just to do it. They had to respond to a real life tragedy that happened in real ass life. And who's next in line to be Black Panther? It would be Shuri. This is something you've seen in history where women become part of the power structure because of tragedy happening. It happens. It's happened. It makes sense logically. So I really don't like that, we have gotten so sensitive to feminism and woke shit that as soon as we see something that slightly resembles it, we write it off and say, oh, that's just some woke ass shit. They just did that just to do that. Even if you actually watch the movie, you think about the storyline, you digest it, it makes sense. They didn't just give her Black Panther. And not only that, homegirl can act her ass off. So I'm gonna need y'all to stop. Homegirl can act her motherfucking ass off. She was good the entire movie. The sister that plays Shuri was good the entire movie. She was giving face. Okay, I could tell her emotions. She was giving it the whole movie. She did a wonderful job. But let's just deflect from all that hard work that she put in there because we just wanted people to see us as so anti-woke. And that's the last thing I really want to touch on when it comes to this, is that you have two groups of people that will say this stupid ass shit, right? You have grifters and then you have sheep. Grifters and sheep who will push forth these bullshit theories that are unsubstantiated. Let's start with the sheep, okay? And then we'll get to the grifters, right? Because the sheep is easiest to sum up. I think we all know what the term sheep means. Sheeple will look at Tim Pool, say, Wakanda Forever is racist. And then they will run with the narrative. Haven't seen the movie, didn't see it for themselves, have no idea what the plot line is. And they'll just be like, it's racist. Why? Well, Tim Pool said it was racist against Mexicans. So it's racist against Mexicans. Fuck Tim Pool. You have a brain. Hopefully you have eyes and ears, so your senses are working. You can watch the movie yourself and come up with your own theory, come up with your own ideas. But no, you got people that'll literally read a headline, they'll see a little video on YouTube and be like, oh my God, it's that woke shit again. They didn't put no effort, no time. And what's worse is not only will they hear it and believe it, they'll go ahead and spread it. Even though haven't seen the movie. They'll go ahead and spread it all over the internet. It's some woke shit, y'all. It's some woke shit. It's some bullshit, y'all. And they ain't even seen it. It's one thing if you take the idea and you're like, oh, Tim Pool said it was racist. I'm not going to watch it. And then you shut up and eat your food. It's one thing if folks do that. I don't really care. But then y'all got folks that'll see some stupid shit like that online. And the next thing you know, they're making a video based on some shit that they saw somebody else say, having never seen the movie. And so that's how you get that misinformation. That's how you get a crowd full of freaking sheeple ass people. And it's so annoying and it's stupid. And it's unfortunate because it's like we all have a brain. We can think for ourselves, but we choose not to. So you have sheeple that will go out and say a bunch of shit, haven't seen the movie, but they'll just regurgitate some shit somebody else said, having not even processed the idea through their own brain. But then you have the grifters, okay? The people that will actually go and see the movie. But because either they're on YouTube or Twitch or TikTok or whatever platform, they will literally just be like, you know what? Yeah, that was a good ass movie, but I'll get more clicks and more views if I say that I don't like this movie because XYZ. You got a lot of grifters that will do that shit. And the ones that are annoying in this particular topic of Wakanda Forever are these black women. These black women that want to be so disassociated with black womanhood, so much so that they will get on here and say, oh, this is some woke propaganda against the black man. Even though they know good and well that is not at all what they did in that movie. Now, like I said, I missed the first 5 minutes. So maybe they did a bunch of woke ass anti-black man shit in the first 5 minutes. Okay? Maybe they did. I'll leave that door open for the opportunity that maybe those first 5 minutes they shitted on T'Challa, talked about how he wasn't that good of a leader anyways, and a woman will be better. Maybe they talked that shit in the first 5 minutes of the movie and then never brought it up again. I doubt it, but maybe they did. Maybe. And so I don't think they did. So we're going to go off of this narrative. Like they did not talk no anti-black male shit. They didn't put black men down. They didn't say that the black king was not as good as a black queen and that the black queen did it so much better than the king and all this other shit. I didn't hear any anti-black male rhetoric in the story, in the movie at all. Furthermore, if they were really on some anti-black man shit, if that was truly the case, why the fuck did he have a son? They could have easily written in there that he had a daughter. They could have easily written that T'Challa's offspring was a daughter. And then the next Black Panther would have surely been a woman. But no, they gave him a son. And the little boy who played him was so cute. He had the little cheekbones, his little face. He was so adorable. He was so adorable. You could tell he had so much pride in playing that role. He was so cute. If they were on some anti-black male shit, he wouldn't have had a son at the end of the fucking movie. They would have gave him a daughter. And this is the point that Justin actually brought up. Shout out to Justin, because me and him were talking about this earlier. Justin was the one who brought it up. If this was some propaganda for women shit, why did he have a son? Why is it that next in line, and they set it up for him to be the next Black Panther, right? The way the movie ended, they set it up for Shuri's gonna hold down the fort until he is of age to take the crown. So are we just gonna ignore the fact that they're gonna make it a black man again? Are we gonna ignore the fact that he had a son? If this was really black woman propaganda, he would have had a daughter. He would have had a daughter, and that would have been the next queen of Wakanda. It would have stayed woman, but no, they gave him a son. So I don't want to hear that shit either. There was no anti-black male rhetoric in there. There was no anti-black male bullshit. There wasn't any, oh, let's just uplift the black woman just because. Shuri got her flowers for a reason. You see her character development. She worked hard. She dealt with a lot of trauma. She literally lost everyone in her family. She had no blood relatives up until the end of the movie, to her knowledge. She went through a lot of shit to become the Black Panther and to uphold that role. So I don't want to hear any of this. It's pro-woman bullshit. I don't want to hear it. Because there's so many opportunities they had to shit on black men in the movie and they didn't. They absolutely did not. Now, if they did, I would call it out. Don't get me wrong. I would call that shit out if I saw it. Because I don't like that anti-black man bullshit either. I have a black father. I have black uncles. My man is black. If I have a son that's going to be a black boy that will grow up into a black man, I'm not here to tolerate no anti-black man bullshit, but I'm not gonna pretend or fabricate anti-black male shit in there for views. I'm not gonna sit over here and say it's anti-black man because it's saucy hearing that from a black woman. And that's why I'm talking about these grifters, right? Especially the black women grifters. They want so badly for those fucking views that they will literally say the most outlandish shit. The most outlandish shit, even if it's not substantiated. Because it's edgy for a black woman to stand up for black men. It's edgy. It gets views. You know what I mean? Even if there's not an issue to stand up for, it's edgy. Let me do it. This movie was not anti-black man, but let me just say it is because it's an all-woman black cast and people will just believe it anyways. They're sheeple anyways. They won't watch the movie and call me on my bullshit. They'll just be happy to see that I'm a black woman wanting black men to be the lead of everything. And see, if there was a better way, if there was a way to have, I find it very interesting because based on the storyline, it made sense for it to be a woman. If things were differently, it wouldn't make sense for it to be a woman, obviously. But you have folks out here that'll completely ignore the storyline. They'll completely ignore the fact that T'Challa died in real life, and they'll get online and say a bunch of stupid ass shit. Bring up comic books they never read. Because they just want to put out that image that they're anti-black woman while being a black woman. And it's so weird to me. It's so fucking weird to me because there's a difference between being a black woman and us holding each other accountable for our shit and being a grifter who will just build an entire following off of talking shit about other black women. There's a very big difference. Because trust and believe, I'm all for holding black women accountable when we do some fuckery. Okay? I'm all for it. I hold myself accountable for my own shit. But what I'm not going to do is sit over here and pretend and fabricate some bullshit for views. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be Googling, did Wakanda Forever follow the comics? So I can have something zesty to say online. Even though I ain't picked up a comic a day in my life. Now all of a sudden I'm throwing on a cape for comics. Shut the fuck up. like stop. But y'all, I don't know if there's anything else for me to say about this whole Wakanda Forever thing. I thought the movie was great. It was much better than the first one. Was it a perfect movie? Hell no. Like I said, old girl that had the Iron Man suit that she built herself, they wrote her character all fucked up. That was a missed opportunity, and I don't think... Hey, Google, was Wakanda woke? Right. Exactly. Hey, Google. But look, y'all, I don't know if there's anything else I want to say on this topic. I enjoyed the movie. It had a good storyline, great characters. I get it. Like, it was good. I sat there and I was pleasantly entertained. Okay, the action scenes were good. The character development, for the most part, was good. I like how they developed Namor. His character was fire. I really want to see him in upcoming movies. I hope his little wing heals. Okay, that little wing that's on his ankle. I hope it heals because I want to see him flying around and juking niggas in the air. All right, I want to see all of that, and I'm ready to see how it all plays out because they became allies. Another thing, another thing that I want to kind of mention, and like I said, these are all spoilers. I love how at the end they showed how both nations needed each other. I thought that was beautiful because while Black Panther, Miss Shuri, was able to bring Namor to his knees, their god, who was pushing who off the boat? It sure as hell wasn't the Wakandans. They was getting their ass kicked. So it showed that even though the Black Panther was stronger than their god, his people were stronger than the Wakandans. They just were. They had the advantage. So it's like, if they had continued with that fight, neither side would have won. Neither side. They realized in that moment that they need each other, right? Because they could each do damage to each other. If Shuri killed their god, killed Namor, his people would have killed all the Wakandans that they could find. And then what? They're left with no god. She's left with no kingdom. They need each other. And they want the same thing. Their people to be safe and their resources to remain with them. She didn't die, though. Jay, what do you mean she technically killed her? She didn't die. Unless that was a part of the movie that I missed. Either way, she brought him to his knees. And his people were kicking her people right off that boat and slaying them. So, in the end, they have to work together. It's a beautiful dance to become allies, and it sets you up for the next movie, right? And I think that was beautiful at the end. Oh, there was one more part that I did wish they did a little differently. So when she took the plant and she went to go see her ancestors, I thought it would have been better if she saw his mom, Namor's mother. I thought that would have been a way more interesting conversation than her talking to Killmonger. I mean, I understand they explained why she talked to Killmonger, but I do I do think that it would have been more interesting because she derived the plant from his mom's bracelet, right? She derived the plant from his mom's bracelet. So that plant that she derived it from was tied to his ancestry, not hers. So I do think that would have been a nice little twist and a really good conversation, right? I think that would have been a beautiful conversation. It would have still fed into what happened at the end, her not murdering him. But, they didn't do that. They had her talk to Killmonger. I get it. It still works. But I think her talking to his mother, because that was a plant derived from his ancestors, not hers, it would have made more sense to me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. See? That's what I'm saying. She got the essence of the plant from his mom's bracelet. So her energy was imbued in, I think that's the word, within that plant. So it would have made more sense, her talking to his ancestor, his mother. Especially since Namor murdered Shuri's mom. So her being able to talk to his mama, I think that would have been pretty dope. That would have been a very, very good conversation. But anyway, y'all, I think the movie was good. Is it the best movie in the entire world? No. No. But that doesn't mean it wasn't an enjoyable movie. It wasn't as woke as people say it is. I didn't see any like overtly woke shit. And they had an opportunity to add some more woke shit at the end. Cause me and Justin were sitting there, and when they were all saying their goodbyes and shit, I was like, I know good and well they're not gonna make Shuri gay with the old girl. Right? I'm like saying, like, look, I thought for a moment that they were gonna make Shuri and I don't know her name, Riri? Is that what it is? Riri? I thought they were going to make them gay for each other for a moment. And I was like, but they didn't. Okay? That was an opportunity for them to get woke and show new love. They didn't do that. They kept it friendly. Okay? Old girl was just friendly. They was kicking it. They was cool. They was homies. Right? So even that opportunity, they didn't take it to get woke. They didn't take that to go get woke and do the LGBTQ plus bullshit. They didn't do that. So I don't know where this woke shit is coming from. It was just a good movie. It was literally just a good movie. But I understand not everyone's gonna like the movie, which is fine. Oh, Chronic, you must have saw that Tim Pool shit. Because that's who I heard say that. It was fucking Tim Pool's dumbass that said that shit. Even though Namor and his people weren't coming there to live in Wakanda. They weren't coming there to blend in with the people, and they weren't trying to move to Wakanda. They were literally going over there to in the background. When did that happen? What are you talking about? I didn't even see that. It must not have been part of the storyline, or maybe that was in those first 5 minutes that me and Justin did not see. Okay, maybe they had some lesbian shit in that first 5 minutes. Maybe they packed in those first 5 minutes some BLM and some LGBTQ and some all this other shit. Maybe those first 5 minutes was nothing but that. I will give it to you. Maybe they had that shit in the first 5 minutes that me and Justin did not see because he was making sure his pregnant woman had her food. Okay, maybe. I'll give y'all that. But for the rest of the hour, 2 hours of the movie, I don't know how long it was, I didn't see none of that. But I digress. I think the movie was enjoyable. I went into it thinking it was going to be woke. Was pleasantly surprised that it wasn't. Yeah, Udze comes and hangs out over here sometimes. He be showing your girl some love. Okay. But anyways, I digress. Look, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse. At the end of the day, this was a movie. Okay? This was literally just a fucking movie. You can choose to go see it or not. I'm not losing any sleep over no Wakanda Forever. I'm not going to be arguing with folks over no Wakanda Forever. It's a fucking movie about some fictional shit that does not happen. Okay? I'm good. I'm more concerned with elections and more concerned with resources, more concerned with shit like that. I don't give a fuck about it. I said what I said. It is what it is. You said her name is Ironheart. See, like I said, I don't read the comics, so I don't fucking know this shit. Maybe I know they said, did they even say her name in the movie? I don't even think they said Ironheart in the movie. I don't even think they said that. Were there any decapitations? I don't think there were any if you want to see decapitations, you gotta watch House of Dragon and all that stuff. That's what you have to watch if you wanna see people get their heads cut off. You gotta watch that stuff. They have a bunch of that in the old Roman and stuff like that type of shows on HBO. You'll see enough of that over there. What's up? What's up, Ty? Hey, Ty. That's the homie. But yeah, y'all. I thought the movie was good. It is what it is. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. Nobody's required to like the movie if you just don't like it. It's not your speed. But let's not just make up a bunch of bullshit just because we want to seem woke. Just because we want to seem edgy. Let's not do that. Okay? No. Let's not do that. Let's actually substantiate the issues that we have with things if we want to be loud and proud with our chest about some shit. Okay? You said you're going to get your snacks? I got my snacks. Okay, pregnant woman got to keep snacks or else we get lightheaded and stomach hurt and head hurts, all sorts of stuff. But anyways, y'all, we're going to switch gears a little bit to the next, Justin looking at me and I don't know what this look means. Yeah, Justin be looking at me, he be giving me facial expressions. I be trying to read them and then I don't know what he's trying to say to me. I'm like, wait a minute, something wrong? But anyways, the next thing I want to talk about is a lot more serious, like real life shit. I know the whole case with, and I hope I'm saying her name right. I hope I'm saying the sister's name right. He's like, I'm not saying a damn thing. I hope I'm saying the sister's name right. Shanquella Robinson. That whole case is fucking disturbing. It's absolutely disturbing. And yeah, watch who y'all call y'all friends. Exactly, Forrest. Watch who y'all be calling y'all friends. I hope you didn't feel attacked when I was going in on Forrest Whitaker. Since y'all share a name, I hope you didn't get any. I hope you didn't get any debris from me talking so much shit about Forrest Whitaker and his "we take the thing away." Okay, I hope you didn't get any little sideburn from that, Mr. Forrest. But anyways, that whole case is so fucking disturbing. And, you know, there's two things that I really want to hit on when it comes to that. So I don't agree with people saying that the woman that beat her to death was trans when she wasn't. I don't like that, okay? You know, there's already a lot on that community that we can talk about. We don't have to fabricate, okay? We don't have to fabricate some bullshit to make an issue, okay? This woman was not trans. From all intents and purposes, there's no evidence that the woman who was beating on her was trans. So I'm going to need folks to stop saying that, okay? It wasn't a man. This was a woman that beat her to death. Two women from what I've been reading. So I don't want to hear anyone saying, oh, it was a trans person that did this. No, it was two black women that beat her. But then also, I think it was either one or two black men that sat and watched and were accomplices. Right? And so the things that I'm hearing online is ridiculous. Literally, the things that I'm hearing online are absolutely ridiculous. So first it was the whole, oh, she's trans thing. She's not trans. What the fuck are y'all talking about? And then now people are saying, oh, well, if you're saying that the man that was filming her being beaten to death, filming her, getting those having those women attack her, telling her, why don't you fight back? They're literally saying like, hey, he's not responsible for her death. Why are you saying they all need to be charged? You're just deflecting the blame from black women. Who's deflecting blame from those black women that beat her? Just because you're saying hold the accomplices accountable as well. You literally have a situation, and I forgot to do my my disclaimer to let y'all know where I'm coming from on this topic. You literally have a situation where we've been so exposed to feminist propaganda bullshit that now there is creating another side that is literally men, but they follow the same tactics as fucking feminism, right? All the while complaining about feminism. And I don't like that shit. For me, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I focus on the behavior. I don't like to see, whenever there's an issue, that the blame of something gets deflected when it's not, it doesn't make sense to. I don't like seeing that shit either. But if I see clear evidence that someone did some shit, they need to be held accountable. I don't give a fuck what's between your legs. Fuck all that shit. A crime is a crime. So, yeah, like, that's crazy as hell. Like, you literally go on vacation with people that you think you cool with. You riding out for them. Y'all having a good time. And then they catch you naked and beat you to death? What the fuck? So, I say all this to say this. Look, we become so sensitive to this gender war shit that everything is being viewed through the eyes of gender war, even when it doesn't need to be that. I don't see this case as a man versus woman thing. I see this as there were a bunch of disgusting people around her, and they need to be held accountable for her death. That's what I see. People committed a crime. They need to be held accountable for that shit. That's what I see. But somehow, you got people on the internet that want to turn everything into gender war when it's simply not the case. Now, I'll acknowledge when it's some bullshit. Don't get me wrong. I'll acknowledge it when it's some man versus woman shit, when it's this, that, and the third, and things like that. I will acknowledge it. But with something like this has nothing to do with gender war. Literally nothing. But you have people online that want to push that into every conversation. Every single conversation. Let's push gender war into it because that's the agenda that's on their plate. That's where they make their money, right? If I built my audience off of talking about gender war shit, and then now there's this popular case in the news, and I want to profit off of that case, I'm going to push some gender war shit into it so that it's interesting for my audience. That's what people are doing, and it's fucking sick, and it's stupid. This has nothing to do with gender war. This literally is about a woman going on vacation with her so-called friends. They beat her to death, or they watch her get beaten to death, and they leave her for dead. That's what this is about. It has nothing to do with gender war. That could have been a room full of women. My stance would be the same. All of them are need to be held accountable. All of them. That could have been a room full of men. I would have the same stance. All of them need to be held accountable. They committed a crime against this woman. They all need to be held accountable. It doesn't matter what's between their legs. What matters is what they did or did not do. And so you have some people online that don't understand how justice system works. They don't realize that you could be, they don't realize that you could literally be an accomplice to a crime. Just because you're not the one committing the crime directly does not mean you cannot be accomplice to the crime. Hell, they've even taken a step further with RICO shit. You can be associated with a motherfucker and not even be involved in crime and get locked up. You could just literally know some nigga and then all of a sudden you locked up because you know this motherfucker. So you're literally in the room while a crime is being committed, not calling the authorities, not trying to get help, not trying to resuscitate, not trying to fix, not the bare minimum that they could have did was to call the fucking police. They didn't do that. They didn't do that. You literally witnessed somebody being beaten to death, somebody being assaulted, and you walk out the room with the people that assaulted her, you're an accomplice to a crime. Period, point blank. And I really wish, not wish, but these folks need to understand that their tune would be completely different if that was their sister. They would not be speaking this, oh, well, we shouldn't hold them accountable because they just filmed it. They didn't actually put hands on her. They were just in the hotel room with her when she was getting beaten to death. If that was your sister, you'd be wanting all their heads on a fucking stake. If that was your sister, if that was your daughter, if that was your mother, if that was your cousin, if that was somebody you loved, you would be wanting all of those motherfuckers held accountable. But because it's somebody you don't know, you're not able to empathize with it. And see, yeah, him, I can't say that he's guilty of anything because he wasn't there. He wasn't there. I wouldn't be putting him on a stick with for nothing because he wasn't there. But the motherfucker filming it was there. Right? He was filming it. Did not call the police when she was badly injured. They left her there. And then they lied to the doctor. Allegedly, they lied to the doctor saying it was alcohol poisoning so that she couldn't get proper treatment. It's a whole bunch of bullshit to me. So as far as I'm concerned, if you're an accomplice to a crime, I don't want to hear this shit about, well, they didn't hit her. They didn't call the police to get her help either. So what are you talking about? If I drive you away from a crime that I saw you commit, I'm the getaway driver. I'm an accomplice. If I ride off into the sunset with your ass after I done seen you beat someone to death or beat someone, and see, it doesn't even matter if she died or not. It still would have been a crime, right? Assault is a crime. Battery is a crime. These are still crimes, y'all. So even if she didn't die, you're still an accomplice to a fucking crime because you can't just go around beating on folks. It's illegal. It's illegal as fuck. You can't go around just beating on people and get away with that shit. Stop. I'm in the room with you while you beat someone so badly that their fucking neck was broken. That's what I read, that their freaking neck was broken. You are in the room with somebody while they beat her until her neck is fucking broken, and you ride off into the sunset with them. You're an accomplice. Period, point blank. You witnessed the crime. You didn't call the authorities. You didn't help at all. So I don't want to hear this. Oh, you're, and the part that's so disgusting is that shove, that pushing. Yeah, her spine was broken too. I don't want to hear people pushing this like, oh, it's a gender war if you say that. Oh, I'm being anti-man because I want the man that was holding the phone accountable. It has nothing to do with him being a man. So what does that have to do with gender warring? I don't give a fuck. That could have been a woman. My stance would be exactly the same. All y'all niggas need to get locked up. Okay? Different charges. Most certainly it would be different charges, but y'all getting charged nonetheless. Seriously. So I just, I really wish that people would just be more objective about things. Not everything is gender war. Not everything is woke. When it is, we can definitely call it out and be like, what the fuck is this shit? There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're just going to just push it into everything because you want the clicks and the views, I'm looking at you sideways. Okay? I'm looking at you sideways in a motherfucker. Like, there's no integrity there. And my thing is, if you want to be a grifter, be a grifter. I hold the audience more accountable than the grifter themselves. Because, right, we all have eyes and ears. We can all do our own research. We can discern for ourselves if someone is being a genuine person or not, or if they're just playing a role because they know that playing that role gets them the money. Okay? So I put that more on the audience. Grifters are going to grift. Okay, people have been grifting since the dawn of time. It ain't some new shit. It's more so on the audience. If they choose to watch people that will literally push, as much as we talk about pushing an agenda, they'll push their agenda for the pure sake of being, of getting views and getting money and things like that. But that's what really I have to say about that. Exactly. Alcohol was never even mentioned in the autopsy report. But what we do see is a broken spine and a broken neck. You don't get that from drinking alcohol. Unless there's some new shit out there. Because I don't drink liquor anymore. I haven't been drinking alcohol for over a year. Almost a year and a half. I have not touched the devil's juice. Okay? Maybe they came out with some new shit. Some new alcoholic beverages that snap your neck and break your back. And I just haven't heard of it yet. I haven't tried it and I don't know. Maybe that's what this is. And that alcohol, they've just gone crazy with the shit and created a brew that does this to you. Maybe. I highly fucking doubt it. Okay? I highly doubt it. They didn't say she fell down some stairs and things like that, no. They literally have, like you said, a video showing what happened to her. And you have an idiot recording it, talking about why don't you fight? It's disgusting. And yeah, y'all, look, not everybody is a fucking friend. There are people that will cozy up next to you so that they can have your resources, so that they can have access to your resources. There are literally people out there that will, smile in your face, all this shit, because they want to try to get a bag off of you. And they'll be spiteful. The whole time they'll sit there and they'll be spiteful to the motherfucker. So really vet the people around y'all. Don't just be having people around you just for the sake of having people around you. Because that's some dangerous shit. You never know who's trying to set you up. Hell, you could have family members that want to set your ass up. So just be careful the company that you keep. All right. And that goes for anybody. You don't have to be a celebrity to get got by somebody pretending to be your friend, or pretending to be cool with you. Okay. So, I wish all of y'all the best. I really do. I'm sorry that the end of the live stream is more on a serious note. I have more to say about the whole Wakanda thing. Because like we know, the case is still ongoing. There's still more information that needs to come out, and hopefully the FBI does their job. We'll see. Hopefully they do their job, and the people who need to be charged are charged, and there's justice for Miss Shanquella Robinson. Because what happened to her was fucked up. Like that's a terrible way to have that happen. And what's fucked up is that her family has to go through this. They were lied to, and then having this come out. Like, can you imagine seeing your daughter being beaten to death on screen naked? And it's a viral video on YouTube. Like, that's some sick ass shit. Like, can we just be empathetic for a moment? Like, can we just at least be empathetic for a moment? Like, that's fucked up. I would never want to see my loved one in a situation like that. And then on top of it, having it be a fucking viral video. That's something that I would never do. I'm not going to share shit like that. Because I can only imagine being a family member, having to watch that, and it's on your feed. You can't turn on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or whatever, Twitter, whatever it is, without seeing your loved one naked being beaten in a video because people want to post it everywhere. And it's like a double-edged sword, because it's like you want the story to get out there so that there could be justice, but at the same time, as a person that loves that person, I wouldn't want to see that shit. I wouldn't want to. That's just, maybe I'm off, but it's just sad. But y'all, I hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I want to brighten it up before we get off the live. I do really appreciate y'all coming through and listen to me get on my little soapbox. Okay, I'm pretty sure I might have pissed off some people. I don't give a fuck. Okay. And I'll say this: if you notice me becoming a grifter, don't feel afraid to call that shit out. Period. A spade is a spade is a spade. I don't give a fuck. A spade is a spade. If you see me doing some spade-like shit, call it out. But I'm not gonna sit over here and pretend with y'all. I'm not gonna sit over here and do that shit. If I feel a type of way about it, I'm gonna say what I want to say. If I want to make a video, you grip for cute Pokemon. Hey, I was out and open about that shit, okay? I choose, and I've said this in a post, I've said this in video, I choose my Pokemon based on how cute they are, and I post video. I choose my Pokemon based on how cute they are and if they're strong. If you're cute and strong, your final evolution is cute and strong, you in my team, G. You're in my team. Period, point blank. But Hey, I've been open and honest about that. I love cute Pokemon. I don't want to see no ugly shit every time I battle. I want to see some cute shit. And I want them to be strong. I want them to know all the strong moves. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. Thank you so much, Game Drew, for the super sticker. That's nice. That's very sweet of y'all. I really do appreciate that. You know, um, no respect for the ugly ones. Hey, they shouldn't have drawn them ugly. Why are they drawing them ugly? Okay. You said you want me to play Dead by Daylight. That sounds scary. That sounds scary. If you weak and ugly, fuck you. Oh, I don't know if you a sis or a brother. I don't know. I don't know if you. I can't tell by the. I can't tell by the name, but I'm gonna be streaming the game. I started. I already have 2 streams up. I'm gonna finish the game. I'm not gonna complete everything. I ain't catching them all, but I am gonna be playing. I'm gonna be playing the whole game all the way through. I'm not going to play it on my free time. I'm only going to play it when when I'm on stream. Oh my God. Thank you, Apophis. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. Thank you so much for the $50. Thank you, Apophis. Thank you so much. That is so sweet. Y'all know y'all don't got to do that, right? I appreciate it. I definitely do. It's just I like to get over here and talk, and it's fun. But I do appreciate that so much. Thank you. I feel like I was saying something before that. Oh, Dead by Daylight. I don't know. Is that game scary because it sounds scary? That's why I haven't played it yet. Because it sounds scary, and y'all already caught me lacking with Call of Duty when y'all got me to scream that because someone jumped out at me and shot me, and I was like, oh shit. Y'all got me to scream on that. Dead by Daylight sounds like a scary game. Let me see. Dead by Daylight is a 4-player game where you have to activate 5 gens in order to escape a location while being chased by a famous killer. That sounds scary. I'm a little too pregnant to be playing those scary games. I've already been told that I'm not allowed to watch scary movies while I'm pregnant. I've been told that I'm not allowed to watch scary movies because I'm pregnant with child, and it could my energy could affect the baby. So I'm not allowed to play no scary shit. You said it's not really scary. It's a game you play with friends. Okay, we could try it. We could try it, but Justin has to be one of those friends I play it with because I need my man to hold me down. I really need my man to hold me down. So I'll try it. I'll look into it and see how I can do that. You said baby gonna have the world's greatest lungs from all that screaming. Probably. I've been told to only watch lighthearted films. Earlier today, I was watching 50 First Dates because it was one of those movies I could watch. I'm so limited on what I'm allowed to watch because I've been told this is so funny. I had planned to go watch a movie with Justin's sister and family friend. I was planning to go watch that. I literally went to go watch the movie with them, and they were like, "Yeah, you can't watch this." They're like, "Yeah, you're not allowed to watch this. You might as well go on ahead." I was like, "Damn!" I was ready to pop some popcorn. They was like, "Nope, you can't watch this with us. You can't sit with us." I was like, "Dang, that's tough." So I had to come back downstairs and watch American Dad instead. You said Justin's the evil tyrant father. What Justin do? Justin would be a good killer. Damn. What he do to y'all? What is this? Is it because he plays galactic chess? He knows how to do this. I'm gonna need y'all to get up off my man, okay? My man is gonna be a very happy nuclear father, okay? He's gonna be outside playing catch. And what other, what else, dads do with their kids that's all cute and stuff. He's not gonna be no evil tyrant father. But anyways, y'all, I really hope you guys have a safe Thanksgiving. Eat lots and lots of food. Okay. I know good and well I will be tearing up a plate or two or three tomorrow. Because if y'all know what I've been through my first trimester where I couldn't eat, I wasn't able to eat. I was throwing up everything. Now that I got my appetite back and it's gonna be some Thanksgiving food, y'all, I'm about to eat everything tomorrow. Okay, I'm filling up 2-3 plates, and I'm gonna be sitting here like this. My belly gonna be extra out just to compensate for the food I'm finna eat tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. No, it's not. Oh, it is Wednesday. Oh shit. I am. Wait, Justin, you set me up. Justin set me up. I asked him if it was Thanksgiving tomorrow. He told me yes. Justin set me up. Wow, that's tough, Justin. Why you do that to me? Justin set me up. He let me believe that tomorrow was Thanksgiving. I literally thought today was. Y'all, it's my pregnant brain. I hope that y'all have a good Thanksgiving the day after tomorrow. The deflection. Yes, it's always the black man's fault. It is the black man's fault that I thought today would. I'm on China time. Hey, that's a better deflection. Hey, y'all, I'm still operating in China time, so it's Thursday for me. I heard pregnant brain is for real a drug. Don't blame you. I do be having pregnant brain. That thing be getting me. But I hope y'all have a good thanks. And I said at the beginning of the stream, ain't nobody correct me. I literally said happy Thanksgiving Eve, and none of y'all corrected me. Dang, all of y'all are the ops. Every single last one of y'all. Y'all heard me say happy Thanksgiving Eve, and y'all ain't say shit. Y'all all set me up. Y'all all set me up. Aurea says, you having cravings? Yes, but my cravings aren't weird. Like, I'm not wanting ice cream with pickles and bacon dripped in caramel juice. Like, I haven't had any weird cravings. It's just every now and again, I'll like crave a specific type of food, right? So like, I was craving chili. I wanted a chili cheese dog. The day we went to go see Wakanda Forever, that's why we were late. That's why we were late. I was like, Game Driven says I wasn't here. Okay, you good then. You good. You good. You get a free pass. We were late because literally right before the movie, right before we were going to drive to go see the movie, I looked at Justin. I was like, I want a chili cheese dog. So he had to take me over there to Sonic. I don't like Sonic. They have terrible food, but they were the only place that had chili cheese dog at that time of night. So, so Justin took my little pregnant ass over to Sonic, and I got me a little chili cheese. I got me the 12-inch chili cheese dog. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I got a 12-inch chili cheese dog. And we were late to the movie. And in that 5 minutes that we were late, they had so much woke shit. But yes, it was a chili cheese dog that made me late. Well, not just the chili cheese dog. Another tragic thing that happened while we were at the movies, right? I wanted an icy because I haven't had an icy in forever, right? And so we're waiting in line. It's taking forever. We finally get to the front of the line. And I'm like, hey, I want an icy. I want the cherry flavor because they only had Pepsi, cherry, and Mountain Dew. I was like, I want the cherry flavor. They're like, oh, the cherry's out. I'm like, what the fuck? We waited in that line forever just to not get what I want. We ended up getting a Pepsi instead. Not a Pepsi Icy, just a regular ass Pepsi. And I was just like, what the fuck, man? We could have went to the dollar store and got a bottle of Pepsi and snuck it in. Instead of waiting in that long ass line and missing the 5 minutes of wokeness of Wakanda Forever. We could have saw it. We could have saw it with y'all. But that's why we were late. He was trying to feed me and get me beverages, and they didn't even have what I wanted. I was so mad. But anyways, y'all, I hope you guys have a good Wednesday. Okay, since it's Tuesday today. I hope y'all have a good Wednesday tomorrow. And the day after that, I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We're still trying to figure out this new setup, so things are going to be changing here and there, but we'll eventually get a system up that we like with the live stream. Justin got me a new webcam, so hopefully I'm coming in clearer, and I'm using my mic now, so that's good. I'll try to stream tomorrow. Let's try to stream tomorrow. It'll just be a gaming stream. I don't really have anything on my heart to say for tomorrow. So I'll probably play some more Pokemon, catch some more cute and strong Pokemon. But anyways, you guys, thank y'all for tuning in, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Deuces. If you like this content, you already know what to do. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, and definitely subscribe. Your girl now has memberships, so if you want to support the channel even further, go ahead and click that join button. In the description box will be a link to the trailer for The Vision, as well as a link to the Patreon so that you can get early access to The Vision. Also in the description box will be my sneaky links. Okay, we have Discord, we have Instagram, and we have Twitter. So go ahead and check me out on all of those platforms. But thank you so much, and I will see you either with the next live stream or the next video. Bye!